We only had one sense left, touch, and then that too vanished. If I told you I lost myself falling in love, you'd probably roll your eyes. But what if I told you I meant that, literally? This isn't just a breakup story, it's the story of how I loved someone so much. I unraveled reality to keep him, and in the end, reality won. Let me start from the beginning. I wasn't looking for love. Honestly, I barely had time for it. Mornings were lectures at the university, afternoons behind the reception desk of a boutique hotel in the city. After work, I ran literally around the block until my lungs burned, just to shake the feeling that my life was a copy-paste routine. I had weekends with friends and way too much sarcasm for my own good, but dating, that was reserved for fiction and disaster stories. Still, I was the funny one in the group, outgoing, loud, maybe a little too loud, but someone had to keep the table laughing. Then he walked into my lobby, checked in like any other guest with a duffel bag, tired eyes, and this weird calm confidence like he already knew the layout of the place. We exchanged maybe 5 words before the air between us shifted. I cracked a joke, he finished it, he flirted. I responded with the same one-liner I usually save for late-night DMs. It wasn't just chemistry, it was uncanny. We got drinks after my shift. One drink turned into hours. The way we talked, it was like déjà vu playing on loop. A week later, we were a thing. Not labels yet, but something real. The kind of thing that makes you forget what you were doing with your life before it started. I think I loved him the second night. And it didn't stop there. We kept seeing each other. 1 month became 2. 2 became 4. And somehow, without planning it, we fell into a rhythm that felt timeless. It was stupid, silly love or infatuation. The kind that makes you laugh at nothing, that makes errands feel like adventures. The world just gets more beautiful without reason. We made fun of everyone that wasn't us, played the most brutal pranks on each other, held hands like teenagers crossing the street. It was messy and warm and real. I hadn't felt like that in years, maybe ever. Then one evening, somewhere deep in that warm blur, he sat me down and dropped a bomb. He said he wasn't from this world. I laughed at first, thought it was some elaborate joke, very on brand for us, but he was serious. Said he came from another universe, same date of birth, same family dynamics, same world, mostly, except in his, he lived the life I had here, and I didn't exist. He told me about a corporation, EchoCorp, that offers once-in-a-lifetime round-trip journeys to other universes. You don't get to come back more than once, and you only get to pick one world. Almost unlimited options where he could have gone anywhere, a world where he never made a single mistake, where he found peace, where he was worshipped, feared, or left alone. But he picked this one because I was in it. This version of him, just to meet me, said he wanted to know what he would be like as a woman, and he fell in love with me, with himself. Narcissist much? Maybe, but I didn't care. I was too busy thinking about what he said the words round-trip ticket, that the fantasy started to unravel. He was going to leave. Of course he was. That had always been the plan, for him, but not for me. I didn't want to lose him, I couldn't. It would have been like losing a piece of my own soul, because that's what it felt like he was me, but better, warmer, realer. He explained that EchoCorp had a 1-year policy, no extensions, no override. If he didn't return in time, the chip embedded in his cortex would activate and pull him back automatically, violently, if necessary. We had already burned through most of that year without noticing. We had maybe a few days left, and there was nothing he could do. I smiled and nodded like I understood, but something in me broke quietly. So I went looking for help, not through logic, not through tech, through other means. There was an old man who lived on the outskirts of the city. Word was he dealt in spells. He didn't charge anything. People said that made it safe. But is anything ever free? I didn't tell him the whole truth, just that I wanted to bind someone to me, to make them stay. He smiled in a way that made my spine crawl, said he'd need a string of hair, a piece of their clothing, and nail clippings from the one I wanted to keep. I gave him everything, happily. The ritual was simple: blood, breath, a word I still hear in my sleep. When it was done, I felt a snap inside me like a thread being pulled hard. Nothing happened at first, so I went home. Thought maybe I'd been scammed by some creepy old man. I laughed at myself, cried a little, and slept. The next morning, my vision was blur. He came to me hours later, panicked. He'd lost his hearing. That was only the beginning. Each day, something else slipped away. We each got to keep one sense at a time, but the rest faded like light from a dying bulb. Taste, smell, sight, sound. We lost them one by one until we were left with just touch. The only thing that made us real to each other. The only thing left. We held hands, forehead to forehead. I whispered what I thought might be the last words he'd ever hear, though I couldn't be sure he even still could. I did it, I told him. I cast a spell. I didn't want to lose you. I thought I was saving us. I'm sorry, I didn't know what it would cost us. I sensed him looking at me, maybe confused, maybe already gone. Then came the final moment, when I couldn't feel anymore, when I couldn't even sense his presence, when our bodies stopped being bodies and started becoming something else. We're still here, somewhere, not in time, not in place. A stitch reality didn't know how to sew. I don't know where he ends or where I begin. Maybe there's no me anymore. Just love, heavy, quiet, and broken. If there's ever another chance, another crossing, I'll feel it. And I'll remember what I did. And this time, I'll let him go.